Hello and welcome back to the Lex E. Rojas vlog. I'm your host, Lex E. Rojas, aka Dakota Wilmer, aka A2K, aka Dakota Wolf. So, I am currently enjoying a nice jaunt through Brooklyn on Broadway. So obviously not the famed Broadway where all of the plays and musicals, nowadays mostly musicals, go on. But technically it's a street named Broadway nonetheless. So last week, if you were kind enough to join me for my live stream, I was walking in a different part of Brooklyn, alongside Prospect Park, until I reached that fancy neighborhood that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head now, and then got an e-bike home. I'm crossing the street, sorry. After that, like I said, I got an e-bike home and had a rather uneventful evening as far as I can recall. Last week, Saturday, I dyed my hair black. That's why you can no longer see my blonde roots. And before that, I had taken the children to the library, and they got some Bluey books because they like that. What kid doesn't like Bluey these days, honestly? A kid that's never seen it. And then, because of dyeing my hair, I almost missed, I'm passing this Marina Hotel, and it's just beautiful, honestly, so I'm giving them a shout out. Not in any way sponsored, I just think it's cool. Look at the flowers, it's so pretty. Anyway, I have no idea what it's like on the inside. Could be cockroach infested, could be rat infested, could be perfectly nice. Who knows? I guess that's what online reviews are for. Go check it out. So, as I was saying, I almost missed my therapy appointment on Saturday because of dyeing my hair, but I had switched it to virtual, so it all worked out. After that, I don't really remember what we did. Sunday, I dyed my older child's hair a little bit. She wanted to go blonde. The grass is always greener on the other side. Us blondes want to darken our hair, and you brunettes want to lighten your hair, and redheads are perfect the way they are. Anyway, so she wanted to lighten. So we did some bleach. I left it on for like 40 minutes, but because she has dark brown hair, it didn't lighten it as much as she had hoped. We could have left it on for longer, but she's just a child. I didn't want to do that to her. So now she's got this like kind of light red thing going on in her hair. I think it looks really cool. I don't think she minds either way, honestly. And I'm just walking. Anyway, yeah, so she's gonna leave it like that for a little while, and then eventually we'll go lighter again, because she really wants She wants to go like blonde and leave it blonde for a while and then go pink. So the next time that we do the hair dye, we'll bleach it for probably about the same amount of time, because the color that it's at right now is like almost blonde. It's closer to ginger, but eventually we'll lighten it enough to add the pink, and she'll look great. She'll be so happy with it, I'm sure. And you guys can judge me all you want for letting my 7-year-old dye her hair, but I had no choice when I was that age. My mom just dyed my hair blonde, which I was already blonde, but she put in like even lighter blonde highlights and what have you. At least my child gets the choice of what color she's changing her hair to. You know what I mean? So, and why not let kids express themselves? It's hair, it'll grow back. Whatever. Like, it's hair. Hair grows back. If she wants to shave it all off, except for a mohawk, or she wants to do something funky, or like I said, color it, why do I care? It's hair. It's fine. It'll grow out. There's healthy hair underneath at the scalp. All right. Anyway. Monday, she had school, I had work, and because my employers are Jewish, I was not scheduled for Tuesday or Wednesday. Thankfully, Monday. I almost glossed over one of the most exciting things with me, a sign of my first novel, because someone I see very frequently near my Survive job happened to ask me for a signed copy, and I happened to have a signed copy. And she asked me how much I charge for them, and which I thought was nice because I wasn't even sure if I was going to charge her. But then we met up at J Street Metro Tech, and I gave her the copy, and I told her, because by then I had decided I wasn't going to charge her for it. The copy I had was a little bit damaged. It'd been in my home for a while. The baby scribbled inside the cover, so it had not only my signature but my toddler's signature. And I gave it to her. I told her she could keep it, have it for free, but she insisted on paying me, so that was very sweet of her. She really didn't have to do that. But, you know, she said she wanted to support my art, and honestly, I'm glad she did, because I don't like having to report a loss on my taxes, because once you are reporting a loss on your taxes a couple years in a row, then they start to consider it a hobby instead of a profession, and I'd like to delude myself into thinking I'm a professional writer. It's not actually delusion. It's just slow going. But, yeah. So, after Monday was Tuesday, where I was almost not working that day, but the babysitting agency I work for, pinch sitters, by the way, if you're ever in New York in one of the boroughs and you need a sitter, call them. So I was calling, and I ended up working near the botanical garden. I think 4 months ago I worked for this family also, and yeah. So it was a rather chill day. And then as I was heading home, I got stopped 3 different times by Jewish men because it's Rosh Hashanah and they're on this like mission to find other Jews. So the first one was with his little son, very friendly. He was like, excuse me, how many people have asked you if you're Jewish today? And I was like, well, actually today, none. But I've gotten it in the past, you know? And especially I think with the dark hair, my appearance is quite misleading. And I explained to him, no, not technically. And he said, well, what does that mean, not technically? I said, well, my grandfather was Jewish on my mother's side, but, you know, my grandma was a shiksa, so I'm not a Jew. Like, it's a matriarchal religion, oddly enough. So I don't count. And he was like, oh, yeah, we only care about the women. The men don't matter. I was like, yeah, I hear you. I've been told before. And then, like a block later, a Jewish man asked me if I was Jewish, and I said no, but my grandfather was, and I kept going. And then I'm on the e-bike heading home because it's easier than trying to get the train home from there, because man, it's a nightmare trying to traverse Brooklyn by train. Unless you're coming from Manhattan, it's a nightmare. So or you just happen to be on the line, you know what I mean? So I'm on the bike and I'm heading home, and I stop at a stoplight, and a man asks me, excuse me, are you Jewish? I just shook my head, because by then I'm done. Like, I've had my socialization quota for the day, and I just want to go home. So I'm not gonna engage in more people at this point. So he just turned on his heels and scurried away, like, just gone. And then by then I had like this really bad sniffly nose, which the kid I was babysitting had a little bit of a runny nose. I'm not sure if it was connected or if I was just getting a sinus thing already, and the symptoms like didn't start to present till the afternoon. But it lasted like all through the night. I was, struggling to breathe, blowing my nose. I think I used like a roll and a half of toilet paper to blow my nose, and it sucked. So so in the morning I was supposed to go to, I can't remember what the name of the neighborhood's called. I'm not good at this geography shit. I know how to get where I need to go. I don't know what things are called. Like, anyway, like I thought this time last year I was getting Pakistan and Palestine confused, So, like, don't ask me geography questions. Anyway, so I know I keep saying that, but that's because I keep losing my train of thought, and I have ADHD. What's new? So Wednesday I called out because it was going to be a new family that's never used the agency before, and I didn't want their first impression of pinch sitters to be a sick sitter. So she found me, the owner, Lisa, found me a substitute, and wished me well. And I bought some cough medicine and some orange juice, and I tried to rest most of the day. By this point, I have glossed over the fact that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or actually Sunday, Monday, Tuesday were our anniversary. Now, let me explain the 3-day system here, because that's probably odd to you. Most people have 1 day as their anniversary, you know, but for us, our relationship started weird. So there was the 21st, September 21st, 2016. 2016, 2015, 2016. We met up at Penn Station and had a slice of pizza together. And he gave me a prop that I needed to bring to our other co-stars in Long Island because I was filming over there. So we did that. And then the following day after filming in Long Island, it wasn't technically Long Island, it's Queens on the way to Long Island, but I had to take the LIRR to get there. So anyway, after filming, I went back to Brooklyn. Not back, I didn't live in Brooklyn at the time, but my partner did with his family. He lived there since he was like 17. Before that, he lived in Staten Island, and before that, Mexico. So I went to his apartment to give him back the prop and also to film some scenes that we were filming. It was a very low budget web series we were working on, but everyone involved was very talented, and so I brought that over, and we were going to film, but his brother, who we also were going to be filming with, was working, so we went to Burger King and we walked around to the vintage shops because we were already at that point fake boyfriend and girlfriend, planning a couple's costume together for Halloween. And then at that point we talked about becoming a couple, but I was still a little hesitant. And the third day of our 3-day long anniversary tour was, that first year was when we officially said, okay, let's go for it, let's have a relationship. And he made it official on Facebook, which I wasn't ready for, but it turned out to be okay. So yeah, that's why our anniversary is 3 days long. Originally, we were planning to go to Red Lobster this year because a lot of their locations have been closing, and that's like his favorite restaurant just because he likes to have the crab legs. But we changed our mind, and we didn't end up going out until a day after our 3-day long anniversary. I know we have those 3 days to choose from, and we end up going on a day that's not even technically our anniversary at all. So we went to a Chinese buffet near us that used to be really good, but we have decided this week that we're not so fond of them anymore. So we're not going to be going back after that because for some reason they decided to stop using flavor in their food. Maybe that was too far of me to say, but that's how it tasted. What time is it? Okay. So I'm not sponsored by McDonald's. I just like their coffee because they have that discount where you can get a 99-cent coffee every day. And then honestly, if you do that every day for a month, at the end of the month, you've gotten enough points to get one free one. So that's like $30 a month on coffee for me. It's not bad. Backing it up. On Monday, I also made a bet with my boss because, like, okay, my boss is pretty cool, you know. He's a good guy. It's a small business, you know, and he seems to genuinely care about his employees. But we made a bet that I couldn't lose 30 pounds in 6 months. Now, some of you are probably going to take to the comments and go, oh, that's fat phobic. You're making other people feel bad because you're purposely trying to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. Listen, at that time, that day, I weighed in at 234 pounds with all of my clothes on, including my boots. All right. And my knees have been screaming out in pain since I was 11 years old. All right, I've been in pain for 20 years. When you have chronic knee pain, it's a little different wanting to lose weight to relieve the stress off of your knees and your joints in general, because all of my joints have slowly followed, than wanting to lose weight for the aesthetic of it. All right, so call me fat phobic all you want. I'm pain phobic is what it comes down to. I hate pain, and I've been in pain my entire life. So if I can ease that pain just a little bit by eating healthier and losing some weight, I'm not going to stop just because other people think that I'm doing it for aesthetic reasons. That's not on me, that's on you. Love the body you're in, but take care of the body you're in. If you have chronic joint pain and knee pain, do something about it. Try. I've been in and out of physical therapy for years, man. Okay? But I really do need to lose weight. That's one of the things the doctor suggested like 10 years ago. Or 9 years ago? 8 years ago? Whatever. Close enough to 10. So I've been struggling. Like, obviously my joints felt better when I had less weight on them because they had less work to do. It just is what it is, you know? I'm not trying to fat shame anyone else or myself. I'm not ashamed of my body. I think I look damn good, all right? At any size. But what it comes down to is the pain. So now that I've overly explained myself, back to this bet. We bet like $5, all right? And for me, it's not about the money. It's about the pride of getting to rub in someone's face who said I couldn't do something, that I did it. Like, that's always been my biggest thing in life is if someone tells me I can't do something, I'm gonna do that shit. So he says I can't, which means we're gonna have weekly weigh-ins, so I'll update you guys on that. I'm not ashamed of my weight, like I said. Because I was fully clothed at the time, I'm saying that I was 232. Because that's like what the nurses do. When you go to the doctor's office, if you're wearing all your clothes, they deduct like 2 pounds, sometimes even 3, and call that your weight, you know? So I'm not trying to be delulu or anything. I just know I'm wearing heavy ass boots and what have you. So I'm calling it I was 232. So this Monday, in theory, I should be 230, but fully clothed 232. So we'll see. We'll see what the scale says on Monday. I have been trying to eat a little healthier. I've also been trying to do intermittent fasting, which, again, some of y'all might take to the comments and be like, oh, intermittent fasting isn't healthy. But as long as you're getting all of the nutrients that your body needs within that 10 to 12 hours that you're eating every day, it's perfectly healthy. It's honestly, when I first heard about intermittent fasting, I was like, that just sounds a lot like sleep to me. You know what I mean? If you get 8 hours of sleep and then you don't eat for 2 hours before bed and 2 hours after you wake up. There you go, you did it. Intermittent fasting. Like, it's not hard. You just have to have some self-discipline. So, started doing that again, because that's kind of how I lost weight the last time. And hopefully this time I can keep it off and my knees can thank me. But Thursday I went back into my survival job. It was really weird because it felt like a Monday all day that day. Because, I had 2 days where I wasn't working for them. And it was just, we're at a park now. Back. And it's just really weird because it felt like a Monday, but it was a Thursday. So I was doing stuff like it was a Monday and planning my week like it was a Monday, and then I kept having to correct myself. And I didn't work Friday, so that was also weird. Like, that was yesterday. Instead, I did laundry and took the kids to the park. And this morning we went to the library. And on the way to the library, my older daughter saw a rat. And she pointed out to me. First, she jumped and squealed a little bit. Because it surprised her. And I saw this rat and immediately knew that it had been poisoned and it was probably going to die. Because it was like wobbly and it was staying where it was. Like, it didn't seem afraid of us at all. It just seemed lethargic. And then she had the audacity to name it Mr. Fluffy. I think the first thing she wanted to call him was like Mr. Scruffy, and then she decided Mr. Fluffy instead. And then we went to the library, returned the Bluey books from last week, didn't check out any more books because we still have an overdue book that I haven't been able to find, and our favorite librarian who overrides that for us wasn't there, and I didn't want to ask the other librarian to do it because we already had to bring back one of our books damaged because the baby ripped the Bluey book in half. And she gave me a courtesy one time forgiveness thing, but it was just so, what's the word, embarrassing? Just embarrassing. Like, I should be able to keep better track of my kids, but sometimes they get away from me, you know what I mean? And I printed off more invitations for AJ's birthday party, which I had done, I think, last weekend too. Because she said one friend didn't get one and wanted one, and another friend lost her invitation. And so AJ was like, she wanted more invitations, so I printed off more invitations for her, but they're slightly different than the original invitation, and I printed off 6. She's like, is this so I can invite more people? I was like, no, this is so that you can give them to the 2 people who need them, and have extras, just in case the other kids lose their invitations. So, yes, I'm going in a big circle now. Circle time. Oh, doggy. Look at doggy. Doggy in the park. Doggy in the park. And that has been my whole week. There's a missing piece to this puzzle, and that is the thumbnail. Now, you've probably been waiting this whole video to understand what my thumbnail's about, or you haven't given a shit. Either way, the thumbnail, on the left, you'll see me in my more masculine form, wearing black leggings, black tank top, and black and gray flannel that I steal from my partner sometimes, and my hair up in a ponytail. Well, in both pictures, my hair's in a ponytail. And right now, it's in a ponytail. I almost always wear it in a ponytail because I find that it's easier to think when my hair is pulled back. Don't know why. Probably an ADHD thing. It's just if my hair is down, I can't think straight. So I pull it back. And, but I don't want it short either. So it's like a whole whatever. Sometimes I want it short. Sometimes I just want to chop it all off. But every time I've done that, almost every time, I've regretted it. So, and then the other side, I'm in my much more feminine form, wearing a peasant blouse, short skirt. I'm also wearing shorts underneath it, bike shorts, but you can't see that. I always wear bike shorts under my skirts because chafing. I'm a big person, okay? I got big thighs. All right. And some of y'all might like that. Some of y'all might be revolted by the sound of it. I don't give a shit either way. But, ooh, townhouse for sale. I wish I could afford a house. Honestly, though, like, these banks, like, I could probably afford to pay back a loan better than I could afford the rent in these neighborhoods. But they don't want to give you that chance, which sucks. Anyway, they want to keep the poor people down. It's classism. All right. So, I have been walking. Oh, I did take another turn, didn't I? I didn't even think about it. I just did it. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and to the one person who joined live. Hopefully more people come watch this video afterward and stay for the whole of my rantings and musings. And I appreciate all of your support. Please check out my books, The Mage Stone and The Mage Guardian, part of the larger Legends of the Budelli series. I'm currently working on books 3 and 4 simultaneously. And I look forward to reading reviews, more reviews than I've already read of them. And again, thank you all for all of your support. I currently have 153 subscribers. Keep subscribing, keep liking, sharing, commenting, and thank you again for your support. Remember to lead with empathy.